They say Hollywood is full of secrets, but few are as haunting as the mysterious death of Natalie Wood. A beloved actress, a glamorous life, and a tragic end that, 4 decades later, still feels like a murder wrapped in a cover-up. The official story? An accidental drowning. But the rumors? They tell a much darker tale. It was the night of November 28, 1981, when Natalie Wood, one of Hollywood's brightest stars, boarded the yacht Splendor for a weekend getaway. Aboard the vessel, her husband, actor Robert Wagner, Hollywood legend Christopher Walken, and the ship's captain Dennis Davern. The waters around California's Santa Catalina Island were calm, but something sinister was brewing on board. Natalie Wood was more than just a movie star. She was America's sweetheart. Films like West Side Story and Rebel Without a Cause made her a household name. Married to Robert Wagner, the couple embodied the perfect Hollywood romance, at least in front of the cameras. But behind closed doors, their relationship was far from a fairy tale. Their love story was filled with jealousy, rumors, and infidelity. Wagner, known for his charm, had a temper that simmered just beneath the surface. Natalie? She had a lifelong fear of deep water, stemming from a childhood prophecy that she would die in dark water. That chilling detail would haunt investigators for years to come. On that fateful night, the group had been drinking heavily. According to the ship's captain, the atmosphere was tense, Wagner growing increasingly jealous of Natalie's flirtatious conversations with Christopher Walken. What happened next remains the greatest mystery in Hollywood history. Witnesses later reported hearing raised voices from the yacht, an argument so heated it echoed across the still waters. Wagner later admitted to a fight with Natalie but claimed he went to bed, assuming she had taken the dinghy out for a ride. But that story? It never quite added up. The next morning, Natalie's body was found floating in the water, dressed in a nightgown, socks, and a down jacket. The dinghy she supposedly used? Untied, nearby. Authorities ruled it an accidental drowning, but bruises on her arms and legs hinted at a struggle, raising more questions than answers. The coroner's report documented fresh bruises, abrasions, and a facial scratch. Despite these alarming details, the case was closed as a tragic accident. But the captain, Dennis Davern, wasn't convinced. He claimed Wagner delayed calling for help, and that Natalie didn't simply fall into the water. According to him, Wagner was responsible. Years later, Davern publicly changed his story, alleging Wagner had a hand in Natalie's death. He claimed Wagner fought with her on deck, and that the next time he saw Natalie, she was gone. Davern said he wanted to call for help immediately, but Wagner told him, "Don't. We don't want to turn this into a media circus." In 2011, 30 years after Natalie's death, the case was officially reopened. New witnesses came forward, the autopsy was re-examined, and the cause of death was changed to drowning and other undetermined factors. Suddenly, Robert Wagner wasn't just a grieving husband, he was named a person of interest. When questioned during the reopened investigation, Robert Wagner refused to speak with detectives. He hired lawyers and stayed silent. That decision fueled the fire. Why would a grieving husband avoid helping investigators solve the death of his own wife? Unless he had something to hide? As the case made headlines again, new witnesses came forward. People who had been near the yacht that night. Some claimed they heard screaming, a woman's desperate cry for help echoing from the water. "Somebody help me, please. I'm drowning." But no one responded. No rescue. Just silence. Despite mounting suspicions, Hollywood remained eerily quiet. Christopher Walken, the only other star on board, distanced himself, offering a vague statement that the night was a tragedy, but insisting he saw nothing. Rumors swirled that powerful figures were working behind the scenes to bury the truth and protect one of their own. In 2012, the Los Angeles County Coroner's Office took a bold step. They amended Natalie Wood's death certificate. The new cause of death? drowning, and other undetermined factors. The change acknowledged what many had suspected for years. This was no simple accident. Investigators made it clear. Robert Wagner was now the last person to see Natalie alive and officially a person of interest. But with no physical evidence tying him to the crime, and with decades lost, prosecutors admitted charging him would be nearly impossible. Still, Wagner's silence spoke volumes. What made Natalie's death even more chilling was her lifelong fear of dark water. She once told a friend she was terrified she'd die drowning, and that Robert knew it. For her to venture alone onto a dinghy in the middle of the night? It defied logic and added weight to the theory of foul play. Over the years, documentaries, podcasts, and books reignited public interest in Natalie Wood's death. Each re-examination brought more questions but no answers. Why did Wagner delay calling for help? Why did Walken stay silent? And what really happened on that yacht in the dead of night? Some believe Natalie's death is Hollywood's darkest open secret. A crime everyone knows happened but no one dares to solve. A tragic reminder that fame, fortune, and power can sometimes shield the guilty while leaving victims forgotten. 4 decades later, Natalie's death still haunts the world. No charges, no trial, just a legacy of doubt. Was it jealousy, rage, or a drunken accident? Or was Natalie silenced by the very people who claimed to love her? The truth died that night, somewhere off the coast of Catalina. What do you think really happened to Natalie Wood? Was it a tragic accident, or something far more sinister? Let us know your theories in the comments. And if you want more chilling unsolved mysteries like this, don't forget to subscribe, because some stories are just too dark to be forgotten.